Okay, hi Year 9, we're back again, and we're up to number 2 on by the end of this lesson to understand how to break down a question in order to get that thesis. So what you need to do is if you go on to your sexy paragraph practice and we go back up to, if we go down to the question. Okay, so there are some steps that you need to take in order to be able to break this question apart. The first step, or step number 1, is that you need to be able to highlight the keywords. It's really important that we know what each of the keywords are in a question. And the reason that we need to know that is that it's really important that we are understanding those keywords, because one of the things that students do the most when they are kind of answering an essay question in an exam or in a test-like situation, or even in a class essay, in science, social sciences, lots and lots of different subjects, that they misunderstand the question. So the main important thing here in the first step is to highlight or underline the keywords. And today I'm just going to put them into bold. So first of all, my keyword here is describe. My second keyword there is character. We don't need to worry about from the film or from a text that you've studied, like many questions have, because we know that we're studying that text on that film. So we don't need to put that down as a keyword. Our next keyword is explain. We have character also, but that is kind of connected to that first one. And then we have this big long one here that changed throughout the film. Okay, so that's brilliant. So we have got those keywords so we really know what the most important bits of the question are. The second thing, though, is that we need to clarify our understanding. We need to make sure that we know what each of these keywords means, because one of, again, the common mistakes is once you get the keywords, do you actually have a great understanding of what they mean? So the second step here is where we get our synonyms. Now, our synonyms are the same and similar meanings. So we are going to try and replace words of the questions with same or similar meanings to really drill down on our understanding of that question. So for describe here, the way that I would use a synonym for describe, when you're describing something, you are listing it, you're defining it, you're giving the features of it. That is my understanding of describe. And so the character, and what I would actually do is right next to those words, that word describe, I'd write down my synonyms there. The next one is character. Now, a character in a story, if we think back to our work on Boy in the Striped Pajamas, when we studied Father, we looked at his personality, we looked at his clothing, we looked at his actions. The same thing every single time you study a character. So that's what that means. So when I'm describing that character, I'm defining what they're doing, I'm defining what they look like, I'm defining their actions. Explain is a great one, and the best synonym for explain is how and why. We are clarifying, that's the word, how and why. So once we have described the actions, the characteristics, the clothing of the character, we're going to then explain how and why that same character has changed throughout. So there's a movement of change throughout. So when we think about changing, we think about movement, we think about difference, we think about a journey possibly that a character has been on. And throughout the film just means the whole text there, that we're looking at the whole portion of the text, not just one scene. So once then we have done the annotations, now we've done the synonyms. What we need to really do now is a thing called annotations, where we're just